Good morning, good morning. Howdy. Coming to you live and in person from the Burb Sanctuary. Is everybody awake? Has everybody had their coffee? Oh, thank you for the heart meats. Y'all are too sweet. Good morning. Big Benny, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Just a Mimi. Good morning. Thank you for the heart me. Hi, Strawberry Shortcake. I see you. I see you. I see you all. Precious darlings. Once again, I was up too late last night. Why am I always saying, hey, Lindsay, I'm going to go to bed earlier than I normally do. Earlier, no, not last night. Good morning, Justice. Not last night. I finally went to bed at 3 o'clock. I know you were. You get good sleep because you can tell you get good sleep. You don't have bags under your eyes that hang down to your belly button like me. Hey, Dawn. Oh, thank you for the sunnies. That's so sweet. Child. Look, do I dare to say what day it is? Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you, Hope and Faith. Did we dare to mention the day of the week? And the date? Did we dare? Because, good morning, Crystal, because, oh, don't, the same thing is going on over here, minus the CPAP. Thank you, Lexus. Oh, well, you're right. Haley, it's peaceful now. Just as you want. Okay, well, we'll try and make it a good day. Oh, no, don't get a tattoo on Friday the 13th, Ray. Don't do it. Do not do it. Not unless you find somebody that's real good at the mini line work. Because if it's anybody else, you know in 10 years that tattoo, those lines are going to be spread out, faded. Good morning, I'm just me. Honey. Good morning, Lisa. Hey, Les Moon. I'm telling you. Good googly moogly. Good morning. Hey, Katie. Hey, everybody. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Shoo. Oh, listen. Crawled out of bed. I'm on my second cup. I've had my shower. Did the belly button and the toes. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you, Dawn. I got a load of wash done. Got the dogs fed. Got them out and in. I got to scrub the bathroom today. I got to sweep and mop the living room and the kitchen. And the hallway. And my bedroom. I got things to do this afternoon. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Hopefully nobody will go crazy this afternoon, because you know when they lose their minds, we're all right there with the whatchamacallits, those things you put up to your eyeballs so you can see, binoculars. We are all right there with the binoculars, just looking like, what in the hell is going on now? Oh dear, I'm sorry, Crystal. Totes. Totes will save your life. Labeled totes. Hey, Liz. Liz with an I. October the 12th. Oh, thank goodness for that, Ray. Thank you, Bubbles. Good morning. Good morning. The good one. I do not think I was as bad as what I was painted to be. Oh, no. Well, the furniture won't fit in the totes. I was just the loudest one. Oh, gosh. Dawn, I didn't know you were sick. Hey, Ray. Hey, sis. I didn't know you were sick, Dawn. I hope you feel better quick. Good gracious. She's mean as hell in 13. Hey, honeybee. I promise you, they get to be 12, 13. Just, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, no. I don't know. When I was 13, I got sent off to a home for bad little children. Hey, Lee. When my oldest granddaughter turned 13, my mother suggested to my daughter, send her off to the home for bad little children. My daughter quit speaking to her. I said, well, I warned you. Hey, Crystal. I hadn't spoken to that woman in years. Years. It's been such a relief. It's the other me and I'm just me. It's such a relief. Don't get me wrong. I tried everything to have a good relationship with her, but she's just out of her mind. Out of her mind. So out of her mind, she lost custody of her kids in 2 different states. Out of her mind. So there's that. Some things just can't be fixed with therapy and all the things. And some things don't need to be fixed. I know there's like in sort of a movement of adult children cutting off parents. I see a lot of millennials on the bandwagon. We're just going to cut off the parents because I didn't get that Chanel handbag I wanted for graduation. No, bitch, that's not the reason you're supposed to cut your parents off, okay? Come back to me when you have a real story. Hey, Myra. I'm telling you. Come back to me when you've been beaten and starved and pimped out and all the things, and then we'll talk about cutting your parents off. But that's a story for another day. Well, Jezebel, it is never too late for your mama to live in peace and have her best fucking life. It is never too late. As long as you are above ground, it is never too late. Never too late. Y'all hear the birds? They happy about my decision. I'm happy about it too. I'm at peace with it. Been at peace with it for a long time. To tell you the truth, the woman who raised me, my great-grandmother, the woman I bonded with as my mother, she passed when I was 17. When she was in the hospital dying, my mother arranged for me to get sent off to one of those, I don't know if it, a fundamentalist, hey Gracie Lou, a fundamentalist girls' home in another state. So I could not even be there when my great-grandmother passed. And that was my mother. And then the bitch sent me a long letter detailing every bit of the funeral and the casket and how she looked and all the things. But it was really, I was sent away. She told the judge I was, I forget what that word is. Some long word that means you won't behave. And we went to church with that judge. Okay, so the judge believed her. Took her word for it. And sent me away. Nope, not rebellious. It starts with an I. Now we're playing Wordle. Starts with an I. Oh, I hear a puppy whining. Let me go get the puppy. Not insubordinate, but it's close. I was insubordinate. I-R something. Not incurable. I wasn't sick. Although I was afflicted with the worst birth mother in the world. I'm so sorry, Cindy. Incorrigible, that's the word. Justice, that's the word. I was labeled incorrigible. And I did not even know what that word meant. Had no clue what incorrigible meant. And then, of course, so when my great-grandmother passed, my mother and her birth mother, my grandmother, and grandmother's four children from her second marriage all came to town for the funeral, and they all emptied out my great-grandmother's bank account and her storage, because my brother and I were we were my great-grandmother's two youngest children at home, is what we were. And so she put us in the will, and she left us money. That is Daisy. She left us money to go to college and furniture, and do you know they took everything. Everything. My brother and I didn't get to go to college. And my great-grandmother's hope chest is sitting in my mother's dining room to this day. I don't have anything to do with them. They don't have anything to do with me. Once I grew out of the cute little girl, pretty Easter dress stage, I didn't see my aunts and uncles anymore. They didn't want nothing to do with me. And that's when my mother started going around telling everybody that I was horrible, I guess. Just made me out to be the most horrible person. And my brother was firstborn and precious and blonde curly hair. Even spent a year down on the coast with My grandmother and her second husband. Okay, peace. That would be great. They took my brother. They didn't take me. They left me at my great-grandmother's house for that year. And then my mother, who she had shock treatments before we were even born. She had shock treatments back when they give you insulin to make you, like, I don't know, have a fit or something. Shoot, she's bad. She's really fucking bad. So bad that even my sister-in-law said she wasn't taking care of her. She wasn't going to have her. That's all right, peace. You can be wild and bossy all you want to. My sister-in-law said she wasn't going to have my mother up in her house in a hospital bed taking care of her in her old age. This was about 15 years ago. About the same time I cut my mother off. My mother was standing there, and I just looked at her and I said, and don't think I'm going to do for you what you didn't do for me when I was a child. Because I told her, I said, listen, honey, I've already got your nursing home picked out. It's in West Jackson with broke windows and no heat. And I just looked at her, and she swiveled her head real quick to look at my brother, and my brother folded his arms and nodded his head. And my sister-in-law fell out. And my mother hopped back to her car, and the rocks were just flying on their gravel driveway when she booked it out of there. It made me independent, for sure. It made me independent. I'm telling you, that witch hopped into her car. Hippity hop, boom, 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 boom. And peeled out. Peeled out. But no, the year that my brother spent on the Gulf Coast, he was 12. No, he was 11 and I was 10. She left out of the state and moved to Colorado, up to the mountains in Colorado. Like, she had some sort of, I don't know what she had in mind, but she went up there, and after a year she demanded her children back. Ain't nobody should have given her shit. Nobody should have given her shit. They should have fought for custody of us, but they didn't do it. And so, for the 3 years we were out there, well, we ended up hungry, starving, freezing, and I was beat on the regular once again. And then the state finally stepped in. And she figured out after 3 years that if she moved back home, the state, because she wouldn't straighten up or do all the things required to get your child back. This is back in the day. But she figured out if she moved back home, well, the state of Colorado wouldn't keep us in their care. So guess what happened? She married a pedo by telling him that she had to go home to settle her mother's estate. Do you know they let me go visit her at Christmas time that year, and he made the almighty mistake of telling me that they had to settle my great-grandmother's estate, and I looked at him and I said, it's a little house on 1.5 acres of land. There is no estate. And my brother and I are the only ones at the will because we're her last children at home. I told the motherfucker straight to his face. Ooh, they had a fight. I got sent back to the girls' group home, hundreds of miles away on the other side of the state. After that, Mother was not happy. I called her Mommy Dearest for years. And you think if you have seen the movie Mommy Dearest and that one Southern movie that who's that actress that lost the love of her life, that she adopted, I know she adopted a black son, and he's taller than she is now. No, they took it from a book. They took the movie from a book. I know they took The Help from a book. But it's that Southern movie where the lady is dancing around under the moon. Sandra Bullock, that's the one. You know the movie, Mississippi Girl. I know you've seen it. It's been probably 20 years ago. It's Yaya Sisterhood. That's the movie. If you the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, you combine the Yaya Sisterhood and Mommy Dearest, and that's what I had and worse. The Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood and Mommy Dearest. And Mommy Dearest. A drunk, child-beating bitch. Only she was worse. She was so insulted when I told her that is who she should go see that movie. That's who she reminded me of. And one of her degrees is in theater. And she didn't know to be insulted until the movie was finished. She said, I really didn't see myself in that movie. I said, you were all over that movie. That's you. Oh, Aiden, honey, I'm so sorry. I've been to hell and back. Y'all just don't even know. I'm sorry to be a Debbie Downer on, well, hell, it's Friday the 13th. I'm sorry, babies. Thank you for the heart, me, Gretchen. And I used to journal because I thought, one day I'm going to turn this bitch into a book. And I had about 5 of them filled up. And then when my kids were teenagers, y'all know what happened. We have no privacy with my children, and they did not respect my privacy. They found the journals. And I want y'all to know I have never written another word since then. Like, I have an empty journal here. I've never written another fucking word. Thank you, Jezebel. It was cathartic sometimes, and sometimes it was just, what do you call it? Just writing to write, just anything. And it was a lot of disassociative writing too. It was bits and pieces of stories and memories and current things that were going on in my life, and I'd bounce back and forth between what's current, what's going on in my life. Oh, Jezebel, the neighbor, the one that did that dirty. Thank you, Mississippi Girl. I appreciate that so much. Jezebel, is that the one that did the dirty to your doggy? 'Cause I'm just saying. I'm just saying. How old is she? How old is she? On your property? Oh, hell no. That's a trespassing charge. That's a go downtown and take a picture kind of a charge. Uh-uh. Oh, goodness. And I need to wash a dog today. Possibly two. Big dogs. Yep. Two big dogs. I see Daisy is out on the porch with me and she has an itch. So, yep, that makes it two big dogs. Good morning, not that Nana. Good morning. So I tell you what, I have been through hell and back. Exactly, Otis. Exactly. And I promise you, nothing that anybody could say about me on this app could hurt me. Because I'm at the point where I tune a lot of it out, to be honest. Like, when you hear people talking smack and hollering and all the things, like, if I'm in a live with friends or a live on a sneaky, like, watching something be replayed, like in Smashleys or whatever, if I'm on a sneaky or whatever, and it just gets built up to a certain point where I quit listening and I'll go on my second device and watch knitting videos or something, you know? Watch a history documentary, something. Like, for sure, I'm going to be too busy today. If anybody fair warning, if anybody gets up to anything this afternoon, I'm not available because I'm going to be house cleaning and dog washing. Yeah, I mean, it gets to a certain point and I just don't bother. Because at a certain point, it just sounds like wah, 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 wah. It sounds like the teacher from Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Aiden, you better behave, honey. You better behave or you won't get no dessert. I promise you, baby. No, wait, I take that back. Even if you misbehave, you'll get dessert because we're not going to weaponize food. That happened a lot when I was a kid. Probably why I ended up with ED for 10 years. Yeah, it is the same BS every time. It is the same BS. They should be made to listen to their own lives, screaming and hollering on repeat until it drives, well, I would say till it drives them insane, but I think they're already there, some of them. Hey, Kim, good morning. Oh, man. Now, we weren't, when we were growing up in my great-grandmother's house, she cooked. We were fed so well. I see you, Giggle. Hey, Giggle. Oh, man. Then I started having kidney problems, and they didn't know what it was. They didn't figure out what it was until probably a year into me living in Colorado. I guess my white counts went up way too high or something. Oh, Thank you, Kim. That's very sweet of you to say. So I was in the hospital for a week when I was 11 getting my left kidney removed. And they had to threaten to call CPS on my mother to make her come down the mountain and pick me up. She was drunk. She was drunk. You too, Queenie. You too. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, honey. And we stopped at the Belvedere Theater bar on the way home. And the Belvedere Theater bar was over the Belvedere Theater. It was a mountain town. Think gold mining and all the things. And there was a long, tall staircase. Hey, May. Going up to the bar. And I was bent double from the pain because it wasn't a keyhole surgery. They had to repair my bladder and everything. Hey, Elf. And I finally made it. She went on up ahead of me. Thank you, Elf. Precious thing. She went on up ahead of me and ordered a drink. And I finally made it to the top of the stairs. And the owner of the bar had to come around the bar and tell her, you need to take that child home. Because at that time, it was a small town. Everybody knew I'd been in the hospital. And she was so mad she had to take me home. She ended up trading my pain medication for booze, I think. Good morning, Boss Mom. But yeah, some things cannot ever be fixed. One time she said to me, when I was grown and the kids were little, she said to me to my face in my own house, she said, because she had started, in AA and all the things, to make contacts for her business. She drank too much at a party and embarrassed herself. I think got up on a table or something. and decided she needed to go to... Oh, Lord, Aiden. My mother's bitches. So then, because it was in front of all her friends, so she decided to go to AA. And she quit drinking. But she always had to be so damn dramatic about it, because her first degree was in theater, so she was always dramatic about everything. And she's like, she's got that bipolar that's like church obsessed. The one that's, yeah, she's narcissistic too. The one that's just about impossible to treat. She said God healed her. She won't take her medication. And she's a narcissist, and she's got BPD and, yeah, hyper-religious. She's so hyper-religious, yes, religious delusions, but she started going to AA to make contacts, business contacts. Because I think her second degree was in English or something. Right, Aiden, right. And after a few years, she was able to buy herself a house, a small house, and then she upgraded that house to 12 acres and a bigger house out in the country. And so, thank you, Donna. So hyper-religious, she ended up going to seminary. so that when the Episcopalians had a schism many years ago, because part of the Episcopalians decided that having a gay bishop was okay with them and God loves everybody, and part of the Episcopalians decided that the bishop and everybody who fell behind him was going to hell in a handbasket. And so she went from being the theater mom, that the crazy mom that grew up with everybody that I knew, like, and she would take me to rehearsals from the time I was potty trained, right? So I grew up with Aunt Chuck and Uncle Ed, who handled all the makeup, and I loved them. And 25 and older, I'm not surprised, Jezebel. What is that? Oh, rat's ass. Thank you. Powerful mind. Honey, better living through medication. I'm here to tell you, because some things I can't do on my own. Make you grow into a religious psycho? Honey. She went into it and didn't come out of it. I want you to know that one of her brothers, one of my uncle cousins, right? I have uncle cousins and aunt cousins, because sober but crazy as hell, fucked up in the head. The Popo and CPS are the answer to everything. And she's not making any more sense now than she did before. So, my great-grandmother had only one child. My great-grandparents, they had my grandmother. Well, my grandmother got married during World War II. And while her husband was overseas, giving his life, he did, he gave his life. Most handsome man I never got to meet. She was over here getting knocked up by his best friend. And back in the day, they had to claim the R word for that. Must be, because God forbid a woman have a libido, right? So she went to stay with a cousin in Missouri, a nurse. And she had my mother, and she left my mother there in the hospital, I suppose to be adopted. And my great-grandparents, for whatever reason, weren't okay with that. And my and got my mother and brought her home. And so there they were at my great-grandparents' house. And she had met, my grandmother had met her second husband during that time. And he said that he did not want to raise another man's child. This is only the story that I heard from my mother. My great-grandmother never discussed it. And so she and the second husband went off and had 2 boys and 2 girls, right? And left my mother with my great-grandparents. And when my mother was 6 years old, she allowed my great-grandparents to adopt my mother. So, my grandmother is my grandmother. My aunts and uncles are my aunts and uncles. But legally, on paper, my grandmother is my aunt. And my aunts and uncles are my cousins. Kept it all in the family. It's weird. It's weird. Southern. Weird. I don't know why I'm going on about this. I don't know why I'm thinking about it. Oh, okay. Oh, less effect on someone's health. That's good. She was educated. They sent my grandmother, my great grandparents sent my grandmother to college. They sent my mother to college. May, we pray every good thing for you. And fast healing, honey. Fast healing. So, my grandmother and her second husband sent all four of their kids to college. And they, in turn, have sent their kids to college, right? Do you think my mother did that for me and my brother? Nope. Even though it took about 5 years of convincing me. My mother would say, first she went to my brother and offered him, I'll pay for your college if you'll just go. But no, he was working and all the things. So then she started in on me. I'll pay for your college if you'll just quit your job and go. And it was like a weekend job or whatever. But the ex worked during the week and I worked on the weekends. So finally I went to her. I said, I've quit my job. I got a Pell Grant. It's paid for a semester, but I need money for my books. Now, she had been after me for 2 years. Just go to college. I'll pay for it. Just go to college. Do you know what she said? I don't remember saying that. The fuck? Oh, Aiden, I'm sorry. I don't remember saying that. So I got to go to exactly one semester of college that I aced, and I couldn't go back. Which is why I'm so damn proud of my oldest granddaughter getting a scholarship to go to college. Because when you are poor, because you are not college educated, you did not have that available to you, because, Pell Grants and all the things that did not cover. And in my high school years, she took me out of high school when I was 16 and put me to work to help her pay her rent. So scholarships were not there for me. So, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. So, I'm so damn proud of my granddaughter. So damn proud. So damn proud. But listen, my mother's got this, she went to seminary and she they ordained that heifer as an Episcopal priest. But their bishop is out of Kenya. They have a Kenyan bishop. Still do to this day. All those folks that want to be fundamentalist snooty snoots. And do you know, one of my uncles and his wife had 3 children, and every single one of them got married at one of those big southern plantations. And she went down there dressed in her Episcopal, the black pants, the black top, the black suit jacket, and the white collar. That's how she dressed to go to their wedding at the plantation. I wish I would win the lottery. How's that? And when I found out, and this is the first of their kids, first out of 3 that was getting married at a plantation, she showed me the invitation, and I immediately said, "You declined this, right?" "Well, no, of course not. Of course I didn't decline it. That's my brother." I said, "But it's a plantation. How are you going to go down there to a plantation?" This was like 15, almost 20 years ago. How the hell are you going to go down to a plantation and walk on that sacred ground that's soaked in blood? How are you going to do that? It's my brother. It's a wedding of their daughter. Fucking bitch. And don't you know they're both, no, it was their oldest son's wedding. And then their second son got married. Same thing, plantation. She knew better than to fucking tell me. Of course, I did get an invite because I would have set it on fire and mailed it back to them. And then the third child, the daughter, the last one, married at the plantation. So there's that. Hi, Kendra. Hi, baby girl. So yeah, if you think your family's fucked up and you go around thinking that, you know, families are like families on TV, like in the 90s, right? In the 80s and 90s, they had the Cosby Show, and, you know, and I grew up watching Father Knows Best, and remember, the TV was controlled by my great-grandmother, okay, when I was a kid. So it was Father Knows Best, and we got to watch a lot of Lucille Ball. She was big on Lucy. And, okay, dirty fed up junior. You stinker. And, 8 is Enough. There was that show. And, you know, with Happy Families. Oh, and the Waltons. And she liked Archie Bunker. You're great. Grandma and Lucille were neighbors. That is so cute. So, Falcon Crest. I remember watching it, but you couldn't ask me to remember a thing about it. Oh, I just knew she had a house in Beverly Hills. I didn't know she had one apartment in Manhattan, too. Woo-woo. And, so I remember thinking that everything was so messed up. Like, why didn't my family look like those families? Like, normal and loving and... Oh, yeah, her second husband. Oh, he loved her to bits. Yep, we watched Welcome Back, Kotter. We sure did. Welcome back to those dreams that turn around. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yep. And, the Jeffersons. Well, we're moving on up to the sky. Yep. And, we watched the one with JJ. That tall, skinny guy, JJ. And his mom and dad. Esther Rolle played his mom. Rolle, Esther Rolle. Yeah, we watched The Love Boat. And Good Times, that's the one. I watched The Golden Girls was on when my kids were little. And so the Golden Girls kind of reminded me of my great-grandmother and them, and my grandmother and them. Hey, Mimicita. Yeah, we watched Magnum P.I. I know there was a lot of dynamite. That was the thing in our house for a while. My brother used to do that when he was a kid. He'd clap his hands and say, dynamite, and wiggle his head with the blonde curls. Different Strokes, we watched that. But it was always solid, happy families that clung together with a lot of love and a lot of forgiveness. And my family was not like that. Yeah, I know, Lenny Kravitz's mother. That's Lenny Kravitz's mother. And she passed from cancer. That was so sad. Yeah, we watched Dallas and Knots Landing. That was in, so my great-grandmother died in 85. She died in 85. Thank you for the heart, me, Tiger Lily. That's very sweet. Yes, Jackie. Jackie is Lenny Kravitz's mama. Jackie was, what's her name from the Cosby Show? That girl. That was her mother-in-law. And Dynasty. Thank you, Les Moon. Yes, honey, yes. Yes. I mean, don't think that Lenny Kravitz is the only reason all their kids turned out looking good. Don't think that his wife is the reason all their kids turned out looking good. They had a hell of a grandma. But yeah, she passed from cancer. And that was my childhood. And for so long, years and years, I thought I was the only one going through it. That I couldn't imagine anybody else was going through it. Yep, Janet Jackson was Penny. We watched the Munsters on a black and white TV, no cable. And see, Rat's ass, I had no clue. No clue. So when I went from being so fucked up. I got married at 18, y'all. 18. After coming through from 11 to 18, basically having beaten, starved, frozen, locked in a frozen room in the Colorado mountains with no heat, and being checked on to see if I was still alive the next day. Maybe she had gotten lucky and I was frozen to death. Things like that. So I came through all that so fucked up, not knowing I was so fucked up. Not having the first clue that I was so fucked up. Nowadays, I would have been committed and figured out, and therapy and long-term therapy and all that's set on, a better path, but not then. And mental illness was something to be ashamed of. It was not discussed when I was growing up, and it was not discussed when I was a young mother. It was not discussed, and the depression after my third pregnancy with my youngest daughter was so bad. I had so much trouble bonding with her. But no help. And their dad was so violent. So very violent. Yeah, postpartum. Didn't know what that was. Nobody ever said anything about it. And he was so violent, and I tried to leave him and tried to leave him and tried to leave him. And, of course, when you don't have a job and you're stuck at home with two little kids, you need help from your family to get out. And if you don't have help from your family at that time, there was no getting out. And my mother, birth mother, her way of offering to help was she offered to take me and the children to a homeless shelter. That was her suggestion. And my best friend in high school, her mom and I were close. You're right, Justice. And my best friend in high school, her mom looked at me and told me, honey, you don't have it that bad. Yes, I did. She just didn't know. And we're talking marital graping and all the things. Just as bad can be. Which is why a lot of us wanted so badly to believe. Yes, she did. She did. And she didn't give one tinker's damn about it. But that's why so many of us got sucked in to what Slot did. We wanted to believe so badly. And that old bitch knew it. And I can't wait till she gets put in jail for the shit she did. It's not just the money she stole. It's the trust. It's the hope that she snatched. So fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her. Can you imagine a generation of women so fucked up? Yeah, she's out on bond. We were so fucked up that we willingly gave over $1 million on the hope that she was helping, on the hope that she was doing something. And she knew it. She knew it. And how do you make them over $1 million disappear when you still live in the same little house? I mean, it's been fixed up nice on our dime, right? But how do you make over $1 million disappear? I'm thinking gambling problem. Because I know it was said that Missy had to drag her out of a casino at least once. And they have all those casinos down on the Gulf Coast. So yeah, our hope and our trust went into slot machines. Yeah, she was on that, Aiden. She'd be sending and receiving a lot of stuff. And that Mike Imey, he was into it as well. Yeah, I'm sure it was online and in person. And the whole time she was pretending that she had lupus and be in the bed. No, she don't have lupus. Can you hear me? The bitch does not have lupus. At her age, she may have high blood pressure or something. She may have to take something for that, but the bitch does not have lupus. Hold on, I gotta move this damn puzzle piece. I am not inactive, weirdos. I'm not inactive in my... What do I have to do in my own life? Well, I suppose show my face. But, you know, I've got my hair pulled back and no makeup on. I haven't used makeup in so many years that, you know, I've got some old makeup, but I need to go and throw it away because after a year, you know, if you haven't used it, throw it away. Not really good for you. Clog up your pores and things. But I suppose, if I ever get to feeling well enough that I could probably use a BB cream, a tinted BB cream or something. We have an Ulta here in town. I could go and ask those little Gen Z girls. I probably need to find the manager. Ask somebody older than the Gen Z girls. Like, what can I do to cover up age spots? And it's not a bump on my nose. That's actually a cluster of tiny blood vessels. So it doesn't stick up. But it's a cluster of tiny blood vessels. It's strange. I could probably, if I went to a plastic surgeon, they have something that they can inject you with. Just a little drop or so would be all that's needed to make tiny blood vessels like that just go away. And all it would take is a drop, right? But I shudder to think of how much they would charge. Like, I don't get my nails done. I've never had a pedicure in my life. Yeah, when I was still working, all it took was like a drop of concealer. Probably it is the saline for varicose veins. Whatever it is that they inject to make veins go away is probably the same thing that they would just need a drop of to make that go away. But I shudder to think of what the cost would be. Out of my price range. That's alright. I'll just be spotted when I get to the nursing home. I don't know. It might just cover my whole nose. I might just go in the nursing home with a big old red nose. Who knows? But we all have flaws. When I was younger, my nose was the one thing. Well, it doesn't hurt anything, Izzy, and Medicare does not cover plastic surgery. Do you know they're getting to a point like that one doctor on here. She went viral a little while back because she had to do a double mastectomy. Well, she had to do a mastectomy on one breast, but first, just to make sure that the other breast didn't get it, they did a double mastectomy. And when that healed enough, they had to go in and do a reconstruction. And do you know she had to fight like cats and dogs to get the insurance to pay for the second breast reconstruction? And she went viral for that. And should have. Because the stuff that they're not paying for. Yeah, it's true. So I'm telling y'all what, if I ever need to get a double mastectomy, as far as I'm concerned, they can just leave everything flat. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I don't think I want any, even saline implants are covered in, they're in a plastic pouch, right? The saline is in a plastic pouch. And every 10 years or so, you need to have that replaced. I don't want to go through that. So if I ever If I, oh, Aiden, that's wonderful. So if I ever had to go through that, I think I'd just leave everything flat. I mean, there was a suspicion at one time a few years ago. There was a suspicion, and then they just decided I had really dense breast tissue, and they did. They did. What is that thing? Ultrasound. They did an ultrasound and everything, and they talked to me about what could happen, just in case. And before, yeah, an ultrasound. Before they did the ultrasound, they talked to me about what might be coming up, and I just looked at the doctor and the nurse, and I said, "Whoop, leave it flat. I'll lose about 20 pounds right there." And they just looked at me funny. But if you have bigger boobs, and the doctor was a man, he definitely did not, and the nurse was a lady, but she was on the small side, and they have no clue what it is to have to wear a giant over-the-shoulder boulder holder, right? And the under boob sweat, okay? I'm not here for that. So if it ever comes down to it, everything gonna be flat. I've had like, cause you know, the older you get, you lose the it's not cartilage, it's the other thing that you lose under your skin. Not density. It starts with a C. So it's not cartilage. It's well, you lose elastic collagen. That's it, rat's ass. That is absolutely it. You lose collagen under your skin, right? So I have noticed when I twist my arms that I am, now if I don't twist my arms, it looks pretty okay. But if I twist at the elbow, if I twist my wrist back and forth, I see all these fine lines and wrinkles. And I thought, that's it. Biotin? I'll have to get some of that, Nicole. That's why we get crepey skin, because we've lost collagen. So, there's that. I'll have to get some biotin. And they do have collagen supplements, I think. And my mother put vitamin E oil. She'd get the capsules, and she'd break them apart and put the vitamin E oil under her eyes for years and years. Oh, Justice. Let's scroll back up. Collagen and biotin supplements, and Justice Part 2. It is $40 at Ulta, Sephora, Amazon. And I'm going up. Justice, you're talking about, oh, you're an anesthetician. What are you talking about, Justice? I can't find it. Dr. Jart CC Cream Foundation. Okay. Dr. Jart. Let me screenshot that. Everybody screenshot. Okay, I got it. I have not tried HRT RSS, but that is because I got a partial hysterectomy when I was 30. They left my ovaries in, but did you know your uterus puts out hormones too, right? I didn't know it. My doctor, a lady, did not mention it. I had a hysterectomy because of severe pain. I got my tubes tied at 21. And every single month from the age of 21 to 30, I was in such severe pain for at least 6 hours that I could not walk. I mean, it felt like I was being SHOT, STABBED, a flamethrower, run over by a dump truck, you know, all down there where my ovaries and organs were, to the point where I could not do anything for 6 hours. Every single month for 10 years I went through that. And then, so I got the partial hysterectomy where they had left my ovaries in. Yeah, I had precancerous something on my cervix. So they, got that too. And left my ovaries in. And it sent me into menopause, even though I still had ovaries in. Sent me into menopause with the insomnia, crazy thoughts, sweats, all the things. It was horrible, horrible. So, but there was no more pain. Oh, I'm sorry, Liz. I'm sorry. There was no more pain. So I guess I traded horrible pain for menopause in my 30s. So that was fun. Not at all. Do not recommend. And I had been divorced from the girl's dad for a year or two at that time. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry, Dom. And that's when I met the second husband. And we got married probably 3 months after I had that hysterectomy. And okay, Nicole, you too. Yeah, we were married for a year and a half, and yeah. So there's that. And that like, I was at that point that I was not, after I had been through what I had been through with the girl's dad, absolute hell, that I had decided that, there would not be any more of that. And so the second ex-husband and I, we had that talk more than once. More than once. Oh, honeybee, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I remember I couldn't go to the grocery store without, I'd have a hot flash and I'd want to crawl into the freezer cases. You feel like you're just burning up from the inside out. But, yeah, so second husband turned out to be mentally and physically abusive as well. And so, that was put a stop to in a year and a half. That was put a stop to. And I have not been married since then. And that's been 25 years ago. 25. So. Oh, okay, Liz. Oh my God, Nikki. Yeah. I have heard that many, many, many times about policemen. They go on power trips and honey, I am so sorry. Oh, gracious. Well, I'm glad you got that, Nikki. I am glad you got that, honey. Oh, no, just me. Oh, honey. I'm sorry. I know my mother had a cream done at a compounding pharmacy for a while. Of course, we don't speak, so I don't know. She's about 80 now. She should be past it. Oh, Nikki. I'm so sorry. Well, goodness gracious. This just been a tell-all this morning. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry to bore y'all. This is just life. But, you know, life is not like what it's portrayed on TV. Life can be dirty and messy. Nikki, I hadn't trusted again. Listen, Nikki, I tried being trusting again 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago. I tried being trusting. And, no. No, I got my heart broke. Like, I put myself out there and tried, and it's just something, I mean, that just broke me, because after that, I just quit trying, and I was like, that happily ever after, some people get it, and some people don't. And that's life. I mean, but trust and believe, I am not unhappy. I am not unhappy. What I am, most of the time, with, of course, the right roommate. And the current one is very polite and calls me sweetie. So he's very polite. I like the way he says it too, because he sounds like Norm from This Old House. Because he's from Maine, you guys. But he's I don't even know if they have filed for separation or whatnot. So, and I am not like, I don't know. Even if the ring is not on the finger, if they're married, like, it's just an immediate about face. Immediate about face. There's just no fucking way in hell. Like, that's number one major turnoff for me. And what got me so bad, when I had put myself out there, it's been almost 10 years ago. What got me so bad is that, you know, we knew each other online for a couple of years, right? And he had visited me several times over that 2 years, right? But it turns out he was very much married and still lived with his wife. Holy shitballs. Because we had bought in South Dakota, right? This cattle guy. We had bought a whole damn house together in South Dakota. Hey, Holly. Of course, it ended up, he had to buy me out. But, yeah, so that was the whole thing. And I want you all to know that he lied to me and kept lying to me right up until the second he couldn't lie to me anymore. He lied to me right up until the very last time he showed up to my house, right? And I had the garage sale to end all garage sales, clearing out everything over here, and packing, and he was coming with his big truck, and so he showed up to my door and had a very unstable yard guy. Not the same yard people that come over here now. Well, you know, it's a cautionary tale. Honey, BK, it was a real rummage sale. It's a cautionary tale. For anything, you know, if you are thinking about getting involved with anyone, it's okay to follow your heart, but do not lose your head. Take your head to a computer screen and do a background check. Do a deep dive background check. Okay? Because if I had done that, I mean, hire a fucking PI if you have to. Okay? Because not everything shows up in court documents. If I had done that, I would have found out everything I needed to know, and he would never have shown up to my house the first time. But I want y'all to know this motherfucker lied up until the very last second. He was lying after our future home was bought in South Dakota. After I had told my children I was moving to South Dakota. After I'd had the rummage sale and cleared out my house. He showed up to my front door after driving straight from South Dakota, straight through, and there was my crazy yard guy thinking he's making conversation. And the yard guy, like, elbows him and like, you know she's crazy, right? And I was just gritting my teeth like, go the fuck away, go the fuck away. Go the fuck, shut up and go away. And here's this guy practically hallucinating from no sleep, from driving straight through. And he shows up on my front step. He comes in the house. And my sister had been visiting for a week. No, she had been visiting for 2 weeks at that point. My schizoaffective half-sister had been visiting for 2 weeks at that point. And so he met her. And he's got the yard man in his ear going, you know she's crazy, right? You know she's crazy, right? And he came in, used the bathroom, turned around, went to the front door, cranked his truck up, came back to the front door, looked at me and said, I can't do it. And got in his truck and drove away. So I want y'all to know that in some cases, background checks and hiring a private investigator is justified. And I would do it again if necessary. But I just after that I decided it won't be necessary for me ever again, because fuck them. Fuck all of them. But for the ones who haven't made that decision, you follow your heart. You go right on ahead, but do a background check. It may not save you the heartbreak, but it will save you lost time. Okay? It will save you lost time. And there is no shame in that. Because that last time, after everything I had already been through in my life, I drew a line in the sand. I was like, that's it. Done. Fucking done. Fucking done. It's Friday the 13th, y'all. It's practically Nightmare on Elm Street over here. I'm so sorry. But there's a but. I'm over here in the bird sanctuary on the back porch, and there is a breeze. It's not blowing hard enough for the wind chimes. They're just doing a little bit, not much. But the burbs are burbing, the dogs are dogging. And even though I'm over here in this little rental house that will probably be slated for demolition when I leave it, because the owner doesn't do any maintenance. It's okay, because learning to be alone, after I do that line in the sand, it was like, yep, okay, you're going to have to learn to love yourself more and care about other people less. And certainly care about menfolk not at all, because fuck them. Fuck all of them. Fuck all of them. So the roommate, like, I know jokes were made, you know, about, oh, well, what if he's cute, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I just don't know. Not interested. Not interested. Was never interested. But he does have a nice voice. And he is polite. And he's not trying to screw me over or steal anything that didn't belong to him, or use me for car rides or whatever, or ask me for favors. Like, do y'all know he has brought me Coca-Cola and refused to take money for it? And that's just, it's pretty bad when you've had such shitty roommates that somebody doing something nice for you as little as that is just amazes you. But that's where I'm at. Because, hey, Kate. Hey, darling. But yeah, so, yeah, I like him. We get along fine. There is no chemistry. I think he's 47, so I think he likes younger women anyway. Because his youngest child is 13. I've got grandkids that age. Oh, it might be looping. But anyway, Amanda, this is a good time for me to leave the live and send y'all off into Friday the 13th. And I want y'all to have as peaceful and quiet and pleasant a day as I'm going to have here with the burbs and the puppy dogs. And just doing my laundry and sweeping and mopping and dusting. That's what I'm doing. And I want y'all to hop into the weekend in a good frame of mind. Hey, Routine, I love you. I was just leaving, baby. But, oh, thank you, Lee. Love you guys. Oh, and thank you for all the heart me's and the chitter chatter in the chat. Love you, Rutina. Sweetie, don't get in too much trouble this weekend. But that's all right. We'll bail you out. We will bail you out. You will be okay. Scroll back to see what you said, honeybee. Scroll back. I'm looking. Dirty family. Oh. Looking. Oh. Oh, honeybee. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's all right. If anything, it's a cautionary tale. And just remember, if you go to fall for somebody, do a background check and hire a PI if you need to. It will save you time, it will save you money, and it may save your heart. And that's okay too. Okay? Love you, bye.